As we reflect on the last 50 years, there's many milestones that we're proud of. A state park system that has literally doubled in size, providing recreational opportunities to over 8 million Texans and their families. The department has helped save the redfish from the gill netters, placed bighorn sheep on many a mountaintop in West Texas. Brown pelicans come off the endangered species list. We've got Applamata falcons restored to South Texas. More deer, dove, and duck hunters than any other state. By about any measure, we have a lot to be proud of in the last 50 years.
Texas has created a wildlife management plan program many years ago, and this is a program that has increased in size significantly. And it's a way of managing species holistically. It's a habitat-based management and a science-based management program, and it really benefits the wildlife of our state.
The origins of the department really go back to the late 1800s with the creation of the Oyster Commission. In 1923, the Texas State Parks Board was created under the leadership of Governor Pat Neff. And then in 1963, under the leadership of then-Governor John Connally, who helped foster the merger of the Game and Fish Commission and the Texas State Parks Board, and out of that was born the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
In 1988, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission authorized the purchase of the Big Bend Ranch, now the Big Bend Ranch State Park. It's the biggest park in our park system, over 300,000 acres. It doubled the amount of park holdings that the department had at that time. The Big Bend acquisition was very important. It just showed the goal and the mission of the department and of the commission to acquire more land, more state parks, more areas for our citizens to be able to go out and recreate. Following that, there's been some other big purchases. Devil's River Ranch, Palo Pinto Ranch. Big Bend Ranch was kind of the first big one that got us looking at the opportunities.
It's really all about people who have a passion for this state and want to contribute in meaningful ways and use their resources and their talents to help protect the state and to help keep everything that's unique about this state for future generations.
The department's had many keystone achievements over the last half-century, but on everybody's list of the top items has to be the conservation and enhancement of our freshwater and our saltwater fisheries. They're better than they've ever been. My father, Perry Bass, was on the Parks and Wildlife Commission from '77 till '83. Having spent most of his life fishing the coastal waters, my father could see firsthand that the stocks of redfish and speckled trout were declining, that the commercial pressure on those fisheries was increasing, and that there was a burden that the resource couldn't bear. And he became passionate about protecting that resource for future generations of sportsmen and took on the battle along with Walter Fondren, GCCA, and many others who led the charge to help get legislation known as the Redfish Bill. There was also an effort to enhance the fishery by starting a hatchery program. The first redfish fingerling ever born in captivity was in 1983. And since that time, there have been millions, probably hundreds of millions of redfish from our state hatcheries that have gone into our bays and enhanced what's now a vibrant fishery. Having sound science has allowed Texas Parks and Wildlife to make sound resource decisions and also to enhance the public support of those decisions.
Creating a science-based management system and making decisions about wildlife resources that are based in strong science has been a discipline that's been very important for Texas Parks and Wildlife and has helped improve and perpetuate species across this state in ways that are very unique.
One of the emerging trends has been a heightened increase in conservation philanthropy, and we've recognized the power of matching public and private investments to help achieve our fisheries and wildlife and park-related goals.
I think one of the key objectives for the department going forward is to create meaningful private-public partnership with the state of Texas. We have to get partners, corporate partners, individuals who are passionate about the wildlife resources of this state, engaged and involved for future generations and the benefit of our children and our grandchildren. Most people don't realize that Texas has 11 unique ecoregions. That's more than any other state. As we know, 95% of the state is privately owned. So one of the great accomplishments of the department is working with landowners and working with partners to have a wildlife management plan that's based on very sound science and based on habitat.
Texas Parks and Wildlife has led the nation in creating private lands programs, working with private landowners to enhance opportunity for sportsmen. Today, there are over 30 million acres enrolled in wildlife management plans in cooperation with the department. It's a huge number. I think Texans by nature take pride in their land. They take pride in their stewardship of their land. And to be recognized as a Lone Star Land Steward is the highest achievement that a steward can attain. I think our state and Parks and Wildlife has three great challenges going forward. One is water.
All roads in life lead back to water, and so we take a big vision approach to it.
Habitat's another great challenge. How do we maintain and enhance habitat for our natural resources in the coming years?
One of the things that we recognize on the commission, and I think most Texans understand, is that we have a very unique state, and we need to protect it and do everything we can to enhance our cultural and natural resources.
Another great challenge is how do we maintain Texans' connection with the outdoors in an increasingly urbanized environment?
The hunting and fishing that we've done in this state has created a lot of opportunities for our family to be together, to spend time in the great outdoors, and to do things that we all enjoy. Our vision and our goal is to make that approachable for more Texans and to create opportunities for more families in this state to enjoy the outdoors.
Just as our lands and waters have changed, so too have the faces of Texas. When the agency was created back in 1963, we were a decidedly rural state. Today, we're a decidedly urban state. Texans are increasingly disconnected to the outdoors and natural resources, and so much of our effort today is really taking programs to where the people are.
I've never seen such a dedicated group of individuals who are all working toward a common goal and common mission. I think that's pretty unique, particularly for a state agency.
My vision for Texas Parks and Wildlife going forward is to build on our strengths. We have the finest fish and wildlife professionals. We have the finest game wardens. We have the finest park professionals. We have a strong commitment to science and a strong commitment to maintaining opportunity for Texans to enjoy our natural resources.
As we think about the next 50 years, we want to leave our lands and waters and fish and wildlife and parks better than what we found them. Our vision for our home ground is a place where all Texans are connected to and care for the great outdoors. We want a very vibrant state park system that's accessible and available to all Texans. We want fish and wildlife populations that are bountiful and flourishing on both public and private lands. And ultimately, we want a stewardship ethic that resonates with all Texans and helps encourage them to take care of this place that we call home. Imagine the next 50 years.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us in keeping it wild.